Hey, what's up, everybody? True Boxing here. Thank you for coming back to get hit with the truth. So today we are doing the DAZN Showtime preview for the Saturday, April 22nd Showtime pay-per-view card that is going to be headlined by the catchweight showdown between Gervonta Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia. Big time matchup right here as the as the world awaits for this huge fight right here. Now, before we get into that, guys, if you could smash the like button, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. I really do appreciate any and all support that I get. Yeah, if you could just show me some love, that'd be great. If you don't like what I'm doing, you could go ahead and give me a thumbs down and tell me why you don't like what I'm doing or why you disagree. All that being said, let's get into this card. Now, we're going to talk about the whole undercard real quick. Kicking it off is going to be 19-year-old undefeated southpaw middleweight Elijah Garcia taking on veteran, well, not too much of a veteran, but Kevin Salgado. Not really a big, this is kind of a prospect fight right here. Elijah Garcia has been undefeated to this point. Pretty good record. I think he's 14-0 with 12 knockouts. So I'm expecting him to pull off the win over the 15-1 Salgado to kick off the show. He's been kind of an exciting prospect on the rise, so should be an interesting and action fight right here. Then on the undercard, you got a big rematch between Gabriel Rosado and Bektemir Melikuziev. These guys fought a couple years back, and this kind of capped Rosado's fight with, what's his name? God damn it, I'm drawing a blank. With Jaime Munguia. It set off that fight because it was on a Munguia undercard, and he ended up knocking out Melikuziev. Melikuziev had hurt and put Rosado down, I think, in the second round, and then Rosado landed just a vicious right hand that put Melikuziev just down and pretty much out. It was a brutal fucking shot. And now, a lot's happened in a couple of years. I think Rosado's lost 3 fights since then to Munguia, and then I think he lost back-to-back fights last year. I'm expecting Melikuziev, who looked to be like just a killer on the rise, and he just got caught. So I'm expecting Melikuziev to shake off that loss to Rosado. I think he'll break him down. I think he'll knock him out, and he's going to beat him, but you never know. Rosado's a veteran. He's fearless, and he caught him with the most wicked punch the first time. Don't count out Gabriel Rosado in the rematch. We'll see. But I'm picking Melikuziev by a stoppage. If I didn't make the prediction, I said I think what's his name too, Elijah Garcia, will stay undefeated. The co-main event sees southpaws going at it in a super middleweight title fight, a secondary title fight, when undefeated, exciting WBA regular super middleweight champion David Morrell Jr., undefeated, 8-0. I think he's got 6 knockouts or 7. He'll make another defense of his regular belt as he awaits a shot at the big crown, as he takes on veteran Yamaguchi Falcao from Brazil, 24-1, 10 knockouts. On paper, it probably looks like Falcao, with his record, stands a real good chance here. I honestly think this is kind of a guy who's not a heavy punching threat for Morrell right here, as he tries to, stay undefeated, stay on task for a bigger fight, possibly a Benavidez fight later in the year. This is a big spot for him to earn that Benavidez fight or another fight against the bigger name PBC guy, because to get a co-main on a Gervonta Davis undercard and a pay-per-view, and especially this magnitude of a fight between Davis and Ryan Garcia, to get a co-main spot, that's big time. So I think Morrell really needs to come out firing and looking good. Don't get careless. Falcao, he might not be the biggest puncher in the world, but he's 24-1. I really think it's going to be a good, solid performance for Morello as he tries to showcase himself to the world that he's ready and willing to get in a ring with David Benavidez and guys like that going forward. And this is his moment right here. And I think he's going to take advantage of Falchao, break him down, beat him up, and stop him and retain his WBA regular belt. And hopefully push forward, like I said, towards something bigger with a PBC guy in the second half of the year. But now we get to the main event, catchweight showdown, 136 pounds, between the current WBA regular lightweight champion of the world, Gervonta Tank Davis, as he moves up 1 pound and meets former interim champion, undefeated Ryan Garcia, as Garcia in between fights is cutting 4 pounds from 140 to 136. And remember, there's also the rehydration clause that Tank Davis put into the fight that says that Ryan cannot weigh more than 10 pounds on the day of the fight from the weigh-in the day before. Ryan Garcia has agreed to all things that Tank wanted, the rematch clause, everything. He agreed to it. So if Ryan wins this fight, Tank has a rematch clause if he wants it. Tank wins this fight, Ryan does not have a rematch clause. So, but just to get him in the ring, they made this happen. And I'm pretty excited about that. About the fight itself. This is a good matchup that the fans need right here, between two young, undefeated fighters who have been around long enough to make big names for themselves. You know, Tank Davis is seriously a star on the rise, but he has not fought a guy as fast, as big, and as strong as Ryan Garcia. And, Ryan Garcia hasn't faced a guy with a big name like Tank yet. I mean, the Luke Campbell win and victory was the biggest fight that he had and against the best opponent at the time. And now this is leagues above Luke Campbell in terms of name, so both these guys, biggest fights by far, and they're gonna go and show the world who the better man is. Now, I did a breakdown video on this fight, so if you watch that, you already know who my pick is. If you didn't watch it, go check it out. It's a 23-minute breakdown video, and I really got into detail for why I believe Ryan Garcia is going to win this fight. I just think his left hook is on point. I think overall he's just got the size and the speed. The only thing that I worry about is the weight that Tank Davis put on. The 10 pounds, not so much. It's the fact that Ryan, is coming down, but coming down to 136. I'm not saying I'm worried about that. I think that's Tank's best option outside of landing one big shot early of beating Ryan Garcia. I do think Tank has the ability to land a big shot on Ryan and hurt him. Tank does have that kind of power. But I think it's more likely that Tank is going to try to box Ryan, bust up the body, and slow him down and stop him in the late rounds when Ryan runs out of gas. But Tank being a good boxer puncher, hasn't been his style to completely break a fighter down. The size and speed of Ryan, and a guy who has I think a 3.5-inch reach advantage and a 4-inch or 4.5-inch height advantage. So I really believe that's why Ryan, in my opinion, is going to win this fight. I think Tank's not going to be able to keep him off with just one punch at a time or boxing. And I have seen Tank lose rounds before. That means he gets hit a decent amount. He loses rounds, and against his best opponents, he's lost quite a bit of rounds. He has. So he's not immune to losing rounds and being in close fights with fighters, because he's either being cautious or those guys are just solid and take shots in order to land shots. I think against Ryan, that's going to be a detrimental mistake, and I just don't think he's going to be able to keep keep Ryan off. So my opinion is that Ryan's going to get to Tank. He's going to stop him in the middle rounds, and he is going to stay undefeated and be the better man. But I do think Tank is a live underdog. I do believe Tank is a very talented fighter that has a lot of potential. And if he can beat Ryan Garcia, leave no doubt, then I'm going to be impressed. But I do believe the weight, if he is victorious, the weight is going to have something to do with it, the weight clause. But be that as it may, Ryan's agreed to it, and these guys are fighting. So Saturday, April 22nd, this Saturday, Showtime pay-per-view. I think you could also get it on the Zone pay-per-view. You're going to see the showdown between Tank Davis, Gervonta Tank Davis, and Ryan Garcia. Big time fight right here, 2 undefeateds. Again, I'm going Ryan Garcia by knockout. On the undercard, I'm going David Morrell to knock out Yamaguchi Falchao. And then I'm also picking, Jesus, what's my third pick on the undercard? I'm picking Melakuziev to get revenge on Gabriel Rosado and knock him out. And then I'm picking Elijah Garcia to beat Kevin Salgado, and I'm going to pick that one by knockout. So 4 knockouts is my prediction on the card. Should be a good one. Make sure you check it out. Saturday, April 22nd, Showtime pay-per-view. Tank Davis, Ryan Garcia. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash the like button, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate any and all support. This is True Boxing. You've been hit with the truth.